One of the heaviest burdens that the youth of today face is the worry of education. Our system makes it really hard for students to achieve success with increasing tuition costs and lesser quality standards in education. Today I'm talking about the importance of education and why you should pursue it even through all the frustration. Secondary schooling is the key to the future. College is what gives you the tools to build a successful life. That's a fact. Without school, your chances of moving up in the world are greatly diminished. Applying for colleges and making that big transition into the real world looks like a very daunting task, but once you make that transition, it all comes together on its own. School gives you the skills both academically and socially to build a life that is productive and successful. There's a big fear that you might come out of school with a load of debt and little opportunity for a job because we live in a bad economy. That's how it is. But school is really the only way to overcome that too. Great things don't come without risk in life. That's one thing that I've learned personally. So the Bureau of Labor Statistics shows us that people that graduate high school but don't pursue any farther education earned an average of $668 per week, whereas a person with a bachelor's degree earned an average of around $1,101 per week. If you look even further up, a person with an advanced degree, like a PhD or a master's degree, earns an average of $1,386 per week. The consensus shows us that there's evidence there. Education really does pay off. You will make more money. The economy, but you'll probably make more money. It's hard to stay motivated in school because sometimes life just gets the best of you. It happens to everybody. Life is just there. But you always have to have the end goal in mind. Life catches up with everyone eventually, and that's why it's important to always be thinking of the future, because only recently, personally, I discovered how important school actually is. I thought about my life and everything I've done, everything I want to do, and if I were to just quit school, I'd be nobody. I wouldn't get a decent job. I wouldn't make good money. I'd be stuck just trying to get by, just make minimal income. It's really important. I've often felt discouraged at school just because I've lacked the motivation to do work. I've felt bad, especially recently. That's why it's important just to always visualize those goals that you've set for yourself. I talked to a counselor at my old school at Bellman, and they once told me people don't really realize it, but school is the only thing that you can finish and be done with. Everything else in life is just always constant. When you graduate school and decide it's time to follow a career path, that's it. You're done with school, but now you have life. You have responsibilities. You have a job to keep up with. You have bills. Possibly a family to raise. So it's just so complicated. But school is really just so simple. Time really flies by, and that's another thing that took me a while to realize. Me personally, I'm 20 years old. And my life has just flashed before my eyes. Even now, before I know it, I'm going to be 40 years old, and I'm going to look back on all this. I'm going to miss it so much. But also, I'm going to realize everything I do now is going to affect me later on in life. This is the time to be productive and to build a life. This is the time that, stresses in life are minimal, and it gives us room to focus on building that strong foundation for success. Filling out applications, talking to administrators, it's not really, it's hard. It's rough. You're not really sure if things are going to go smoothly or not. If you're going to get accepted into your college, it's intimidating, but it's all part of the process. You have to do it. In my transition currently, I'm moving to Middle Tennessee State University. I feel a little bit apprehensive because I'm moving to another state with very few people that I know, and the communication aspect with my advisor right now is not very good. So I'm not really sure if I'm on track. I hope I am. Doing what I can. But these worries are totally normal. What helps me get through it is just focusing on one thing at a time. I ask what I need to do, and then I follow the steps to accomplish it. No one feels like filling out paperwork or calling your old schools to send in transcripts trying to figure out what you need and what your school needs. But it's all worth it. When you get past that point, and when you get to do what you love to do, it's all so worth it. If you feel frustrated or confused, you should always just talk to somebody. Not everyone is helpful, and that's just the cold truth. But for the most part, you make a simple phone call to voice your concerns, ask questions, and it will set you back in the right direction more often than not. If you ever feel overwhelmed by school or the or the thought of going to school, just look at your life. Look at your life, evaluate it, ask yourself, how would my life be after college as opposed to like right now? It's always worth it. There's nothing to lose. If you don't know what school you want to go to or what you want to major in, go ask about that too. Like at Medicine or any university should be able to help you get on track to find a school that fits with you and that has programs that work for you. That's what they do. They're in education. They're not just there to promote their university. They're there to help you as an aspiring student. They're there to help kids better themselves, not to turn them away or embarrass them or anything. School is one of the most frustrating things ever. But it's so important. It's so important. I used to think otherwise. I used to think that I didn't need it, and I was dumb. Even in a damaged economy with high risks, education always gives you the tools to succeed. Hard work, skill, and luck. That is the combination of factors that people have to work with. How much work are you putting in? Do you know what you're doing? And hopefully you'll run into the right people. That's just how it is. You should never feel embarrassed to succumb to the stresses of everyday life. It happens to the best of us. But, at the end of the day, you just have to push forward, you have to grind, and just work. Just work for what you want in life, People take so much granted in this world, it's necessary to just take a minute and just analyze your situation. Always try to